All right, Facebook. Hey, Monday, meatball guys. Namaste. God bless all of you. How is you, man? It's Monday. For a lot of you, it's kind of depressing. But happy Monday to you. It's National Clean Off Your Desk Day. So for all of you slobs out there, I used to be one of those. You guys clean your desk, man. Okay, get yourself organized, and this way here, everything's kind of orderly. You know, whenever I see somebody's house or car, I can always tell what they're thinking by how their outside world is a reflection of it. Disorganized house, disorganized thinking, if that kind of makes sense. But it's usually pretty accurate, except for Einstein. He was a slob too. But out of my formerly nicotine-smelling fingers, as Rush would say, a lot of us have a hard time believing in what we were told when it came to ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall open up unto you. That parable from Scripture, and I say this because I didn't believe it because, well, I just answered my question. I didn't believe it because I was doing all the asking and this and that and nothing was happening. But I've already answered my question. I didn't believe it. And this is not a show on belief. This is a show about ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For whoever that asketh, receiveth, and for those that seeketh, findeth, and him that knocketh, it shall be opened unto you. They just gave a disclosure that virtually guarantees whatever you're seeking, looking for, you're going to find. But the problem is nobody believes it. Nobody believes it. And what I want to introduce to you is a set of acronyms that I've been using for the longest time. And it's our mental gatekeeper. What they're saying with this is, in that saying in Matthew 7:7, is whatever you ask for, believe that ye receive it and ye shall have it. This is not a show on Bible study here, Meatball. This is the show to prove that science and religion indeed are the same. They were telling us back then about this little, think of my pinky here, and put that in the back of my head, just at the tip of my spinal cord in my brain stem. Remember this acronym, RAS, Reticular Activation System. What that means, and a lot of people, I love bringing this because it gives hope to the hopeless. This mental gatekeeper is filled with neurons. It's our mental filtration system. It's our Google network. And it tells the body how to feel, but we have to program it. If you have this theory about life that nothing good ever happens to you, the RAS will send those feelings throughout your body to make you feel that way. Therefore, it's basically an enhanced magnet. It's our own inner magnet. I've always talked about our heart being the magnet. The heart, it has to go through something to get to the heart. Our thoughts have to go somewhere to get somewhere. And indeed, what that does, it creates feeling. And this little bitch right here down the back of your brain stem is basically your Google. It's your algorithm, per se, of what you're focusing on every day. It takes that, creates patterns, then creates feelings. So whatever you're inputting into this little stem, per se, the RAS, is going to send out in feelings, therefore enhance your magnetic ability in life. And that's just a simple juvenile way of approaching this. You guys can Google RAS, but Einstein said it best, speaking of Einstein. He said, strive, out of the quote box, strive, not to be a success, but rather to be of value. What he was saying was exactly what Matthew 7:7 was saying. Get that feeling, per se, because, I mean, when I realized that everything in life was not about asking, it was feeling. How you feel about yourself is what you attract to yourself. I said it many times here in America's Mentor. But we have to realize that we have systems in place that will help us get there. So parables like this in 7:7 and quotes from Einstein, they're basically the systems that are in place that people refuse to believe that are there. And when you understand what you have, all the tools to get what you desire in this life, but you have to instruct the tools. You have to find out how they work. We have all these mental power tools between our mind, our subconscious, our present conscious, our frontal lobe, our creativity, and the RAS. It's amazing how everything starts up and goes down. It's like gravity. It's going down. It's our way of telling our body how to feel, become this magnetic force in life. And I love, because you don't really learn this stuff in school, man. You don't really learn this stuff through anything, through your own seeking, and finding and knocking. Life is all about trying to find out why things aren't working. It's our experiences that create our outcomes in life. When you realize what these guys were saying back then, they were just saying, look, you have the systems in place. You have the internal mechanism already there in your thought process and your subconscious and your frontal lobe and your five senses, which basically the RAS runs by, except your sense of smell, I presume. But it runs by your seeing, your hearing, your tasting, and your touching. So whatever you're feeding your mind, whatever you're sending to the RAS, it's going to filter out only those feelings. Not the thinking process, the feeling process that makes it go throughout the body. Therefore, it turns you into this magnet. So what you're seeking, you're going to start finding answers for it, because you're going to get on the same wavelength. You attract not what you want, but what you are. And that's what the RAS is. It's only giving you what you are. It's filtering out everything else. I mean, you see the emoji that they have out there of the head exploding. Basically, our heads would explode without this system in place. The thousands of bits per second that are going into our mind every single day. This little bit right here, the RAS, filters out only what you're accustomed to. And if you're not getting what you want in life, you can program this system to only give you what you're thinking about. In other words, it'll start attracting what you want in life, but you have to tell it how to work. It's a repetitious process of you putting in there exactly who you are. And the universe can only give who you are, not what you want, but who you are. So if you're giving out to the RAS every day an attitude of gratitude, here's a very simple setup from that. If you're giving out the attitude of gratitude every day, it goes to the RAS. You feel great all day. Therefore, what? You attract good all day. It's your mental gatekeeper. It only gives you what you give it. So how do you train it? By constantly giving it. And we've already been doing it. If we're not giving our life the full thought of ourselves, it can only give us more of that. This is the beauty about life. We have every system in place. In our abilities we are born with, endowed with. The kingdom of God is within us. Indeed, they were right. Our creativity, our ability to create something out of thin air. So for you guys to grasp this, I mean, if you're really into transformation, if you really don't like where your life is right now, understand how the tools work. It'll give you hope in a hopeless mindset. It'll help you to realize that there is a new beginning in my life. There is a way for me to come out of where I am right now. I have all the tools. I mean, there's billions of bits of information flowing through us. But the great thing is we choose what we want to think about and what we feel every day. And the RAS will filter that out and attract those situations to us. It's basically like clicking on a car on Facebook in the outside world. You start seeing that car everywhere. It's an amazing tool that creates something out of thin air, because what you're putting in is what's going to come back. This is basically your mental karma. It's your own setup system. So if you program your thought process and your feeling process of gratitude, abundance, faith in your abilities, belief in yourself, in all these attributes that create a better feeling in your life, the RAS can only do nothing more than give you exactly that and match the situations by your feelings of it. Remember, we attract by our frequencies. We attract by the energy we're emitting. The higher frequency of gratitude, love, abundance, you start emitting those, the RAS starts kicking in and starts letting you feel better. Therefore, you start attracting better. It can only give you what you give it. There's no more real excuse for you not attracting what you want in life because it's your choice. It's your attitude. It's your belief in yourself. So shows like this are just to open the crack of the door of your mindset to realize that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But you have to light that bitch yourself. Nothing else is going to happen from that. It's you making a conscious choice every day, like I do when I journal every day, to only have the mindset of what I want to create. You get in that kind of mindset, you do a little research on the RAS, the reticular activation system, you start realizing we have all the tools within us to create anything we want, desire, or seek. But we have to learn how to use them. We have to learn how to endow ourselves with the mindset that anything is possible because I'm possible. You start invoking those kind of frequencies. You start pushing that narrative, your new story, they call it the new man in scripture. You start invoking that in your life every day. Life can't give you nothing but to match that. And you have the mental gatekeeper to help filter out all the bullshit, to only focus on what you want in life and to send those feelings in your body, which creates a bigger and a better emotion, a higher frequency, therefore, what you want to attract in life. That's called a synchronicity. You're going to start seeing matching, how should we say, events in your outside world by virtue of how you feel about life. God, this is what makes us so powerful. And a lot of you guys have a hard time believing that because we've been brought up thinking that there's an outside source that takes care of us. No, we've been given all the tools in an inside source to create our outside world. And think about this. Focus. The center of activity, attraction, and or attention. You know, when you realize what you're focusing on every day, when you realize your predominant thoughts that are creating your predominant feelings, therefore the RAS can only give you in that little stem in the back of your head that connects to the main nervous system of your spinal cord. It can only give you what you give it. You'll really start to ponder what you're thinking about. You really start going forth in your life, trying to understand why things are happening. That's the seeking part. You start finding out by your results, hence cause and effect. The next word is affirmation. This is the biggest question that I always get from people. How can you change when you've already been conditioned to do otherwise? He's right. It's a process. What do I do every day? Not only do I journal, but I affirm the life that I'm creating. You tell yourself something long enough, you're going to start believing in it. You tell yourself something long enough, you're going to start believing it. You're going to start feeling it. You tell yourself something long enough, you start feeling it, believing it, and attracting it. It's all about repetition. It's all about redoing what's been done. It's an amazing fact of life that we have the ability to change our life over the course of time and evolve in the most beautiful butterfly. You got to, out of the quote box tonight, not only was Einstein there, but listen to this. Don't chase butterflies. Build your garden. The butterflies will come. All that says is create a new you on the inside, and life's going to bring it to you on the outside. How does it get there? It all starts within. The systems in place of the subconscious, the conscious mind, the RAS, all these factors, all these mental tools that we have out there. And please, take a minute and Google RAS. It's a fascinating area of the back of our skull, man. And you wonder why if people get hurt if they whack the back of their head, that things happen. This is a powerful area. You start learning how this system that we've already have installed works and how it's programmable. That's a lot of syllables, man. It can be programmed to be the mental gatekeeper of only what you want, only what you desire, only what you seek. But it's your choice to do it. Everything about change is about choice. You make the right choices, you make the right changes. You create something literally out of thin air. And you say, wow, that's a miracle. No, Meatball, it's you focusing on what you want, thinking about it all the time, repetitiously thinking about it all the time, feeling it all the time, and you're going to start attracting it all the time. You start learning about the reticular activation system and realize it's basically just an echo of your thoughts and your feelings every day, showing you in tangible form what you're thinking about. Not only does the subconscious do that, the conscious mind does that, but we have the mental gatekeeper that starts the process of the feeling and the emotion involved with it. That's another power tool in our toolbox that we get to use, but it's got to be programmed. It's already programmed to what you don't want. It filters out all the good in your life, and what it does, it focuses on only the negative that you've been programmed to believe in. This is where the power comes in. This is where, if you can change your beliefs, you're going to start changing how you feel. Then you're going to start changing what you attract. But you have to go to the source. You got to learn how to use the tools, man. You got to understand that it doesn't take a long time to evolve in what you want. But it's your ignorance thinking it's just going to happen by an outside source. Your evolution of self starts within yourself. It all starts with you knowing what you want, which is a hard thing for most people to do. Knowing what you want, believing in it, thinking about it, most importantly, feeling it, and the body's just going to take control. It's going to magnify it. It's going to start sending it out every day, and your thoughts and your feelings. And if you do it consciously enough, long enough, it becomes a natural state. Hence, an epiphany in your life that you said, wow, I feel better now. Yeah, because you're thinking better. You're feeling better. Therefore, you're attracting better. And you're the source. You started the process. So be damn proud of yourself for the evolution of that new you. But it's a choice. It's a daily choice. It's a conscious choice. Monitoring your thoughts every day might seem daunting at first. Anything new is daunting at first. Really think about it. Starting your new job as a neophyte, was it fun? No, it sucked, man. But you will eventually learn. You built up a passion for it, and now you're doing it. Evolution's the same way. Transformation is the same way. It's you doing what you love to do every day, creating a feeling with it, an emotion with it on a constant level, and you're going to start becoming it naturally. Therefore, you don't even got to friggin' practice anymore. You start being it, you start attracting it, guys. So hopefully this little quick segment gave you an idea, because there was a lot more. I could talk all friggin' night, man, but the voice is not going to last very long tonight. Got to grab some tea. But check out the RAS for yourself. Reticular Activation System. This important component in that mental toolbox that we are all born with is such an amazing filtering system that it starts attracting to you only what you program for it to do. It's your own little Google, man. It's you putting in there what you want every day and your thoughts and your feelings. Therefore, it filters out the thousands of bits of thoughts that are surrounding us every day and distractions to only focus on it. How powerful is it? In a crowded room, if I heard my name, Jerry, in a crowded room, I would automatically turn. Why? Because I know who I am. That's what I mean. You start believing in who you are, you can only attract that. That's what the RAS does. It filters out all the bullshit in life to only have you focus on what you install in it. You do a quick research on it, you're going to find out that this mental power tool is just amazing. It'll guide you in the right direction. But most importantly, it needs direction. So guys, happy Monday to you guys. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. At America's Mentor on X. I almost said Twitter. Twitter is so old by now, man. America's Mentor on X. Guys, please follow me, Jerry Maldonado 2, for unique information like this meatball. to help you to your destination, guys. Enjoy your Monday. I will talk to you guys soon, man.